Just as I was struggling with video ideas because I didn't know what to film, Netflix says, I got you. And they dropped The Kissing Booth 3. And boy, do I have so much to talk about that movie. I hate The Kissing Booth. And this one, I hated with a passion. Hey guys, my name is Sofia. Today I'm not forgetting to introduce myself. I make videos about TV shows, specifically teen dramas such as Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars. And if that's something that you're interested in, I hope you consider to subscribe. The other day, I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine.
This girl is on Pfizer!
And she is halfway ready, and she got every single side effect that they told you that you could get. I got it. Except for fever. I didn't have fever. But I also didn't check my temperature. So maybe I did have fever, but I just didn't know about it. The worst part, having to go to work the next day, and I work in customer service in a retail store. I wanted to kill myself and the customers, but that's like everyday thing, so don't think too much of it. So let's start with this video. I'm gonna give you a warning. I'm gonna get progressively angry in the video because I just hate everyone in this movie. So this is not a positive review if that's what you were expecting. I don't know why would you expect that. The movie sets on their summertime after graduation and before going to college. Elle is still trying to choose between Berkeley and Harvard. Well, aka she's trying to pick between Noah and Lee. Once she decides, she's set to have the best summer ever. A better summer would be Lee is having a tantrum and Elle is doing her best to make it up to him, but he is ungrateful and she should find herself a better boyfriend and bestie. This whole entire movie and trilogy is a whole Elle deserves better. And I don't even like Elle, but it's the truth. I hate Lee. Dude, if your entire friendship revolves around a list of rules that you made when you were kids, and when your bestie breaks one of those rules accidentally, like she didn't mean to, it just sort of happened because your rules are stupid, and tries to apologize and make it up to you, but you keep whining like a fucking 10-year-old. Congrats, bestie, you're toxic. This guy has spent 3 whole movies complaining and getting mad at this girl for who is supposed to be his best friend because you broke the rules of the friendship. Dude, you guys are like 18. You're not kids anymore. Why you're so pressed at Elle for falling in love with Noah? Like, that's not something that she planned, of course. Like, it just happened. Like, so why are you mad? Like, are you secretly in love with her? And I feel like that's the reason why Netflix gave him a girlfriend. It's just so people wouldn't think that the reason why he's getting so mad is because he's in love with Elle. And I don't even think he cares about his girlfriend. Like, his girlfriend says like 5 words per movie and that's it. Like, we even forget that she's there. I think he even forgets that she's there too. The funniest part is when she breaks up with him in this movie because she doesn't love him or something like that. I couldn't care less. It's peak comedy. But then in the time jump, they get back together. So it's like, what was the point? Rule 19, always go into the same college as your bestie. Okay, why don't you go to Harvard then, huh? Why is Elle the one having to change her plans for you? Why does she have to settle? Oh, you didn't get into Harvard? That seems like a you problem. And no one even took a step back to be like, but what do you want, Elle? Do you want to go to Harvard? Do you want to go to Berkeley? No. He's like, Lee was like, we're going to Berkeley. I'm sorry, who's we? And Noah, and just because Noah is in Harvard, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Harvard because otherwise Chloe's gonna steal my boyfriend. I'm sorry, what? What? Okay, that shit is unbearable. Don't get me wrong, Elle choosing which college to go to based on her boyfriend or bestie being there is toxic. 100%. The fact that it only takes to like 20 minutes left into the movie trilogy for the mom of Lee and Noah. But what do you want, Elle? What do you want? She knew her boys were shitty and that she was not thinking of herself, not once in her entire life. And she was like, well, I wanna go to USC and be a video game developer or engineer, whatever. Okay, I guess she thought, hey, I'm so good at this dancing video game that that my career has to be video game developer. I was born for this. We know the basics. The guy from the second movie never has a chance. We learn this in every teen movie, To All the Boys, Twilight. They just never really have a chance. They're just there to create drama and trouble, and that's exactly these two people's roles in the second movie. And in this one as well, Chloe was supposed to make Elle jealous and insecure, thinking that Noah was cheated on her with. And Marco, he was basically a rebound who Elle ended up actually cheated on Noah with. How the turntables. Like, tell me why the fuck they're in this movie. Like, Chloe is here because her parents are getting a divorce and Noah was like, oh, come over and stay at the beach house, without even asking Elle if she was okay with it. I mean, Chloe likes him and he doesn't think that it's important to ask his girlfriend if Chloe could stay there. But then when Elle was like, hey, you never asked me, and Noah did make a good point. He didn't kiss Chloe. And Elle was still hanging out with Marco, and she did kill and she did kiss Marco. He did make a good point. Like, sweetie, don't you see that Marco still wants you, still wants to be with you desperately? And he's doing all this shit not because he thinks you're funny or you're so cool. It's because he wants to be with you. He wants to get into your pants. She's so naive, by the way. And she's still hanging out with him. Like, I understand why Noah's jealous, because at the end of the day, Marco is the better guy. Like, he's there to make Noah jealous again and create some trouble between them, although they don't need anyone to do that because they already do it by themselves. They're a dysfunctional couple that never once worked out. I don't care how much they make us think that they're meant to be or whatever, because these two don't stick like glue. Like, they shouldn't be together. Like, it was, why?
Hi, this is how I look when I just woke up. Do you still think I'm pretty? Anyway, let's not forget the fact that in this movie, when they're playing volleyball at the beach, we have Marco and Noah. Noah, on purpose, hits Marco in the face with the ball, and then Marco, understandably so, gets mad and confronts him about it and hits him. And then we have this scene that is supposed to show off Noah's character growth and how much he has changed, and be like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. And he walks away instead of fighting like he would have done in the earlier movies. So this scene, it was made only to make Marco the bad guy, because we're all rooting for Marco because Marco is the better guy and not Noah. So the producer, the director, had to do something to make Noah look better. And it does not work because Noah is not the better guy. I know Marco has no chance, so it's not like I ship Marco and Elle. But Noah is not the good guy.
The amount of montage that this movie has should be illegal. It's just montage after montage. Every 20 minutes, there's a montage. For what? No reason. Because they want to do so many things in this movie that they have to resort to montages. The first one, I'll give it a pass because they also did it in the second movie, so I guess it's kind of their thing. So every The Kissing Booth movie follows the same formula with the exact same conflict with little to no resolution. Like Miss L finds herself in the same fucking situation where she's hiding something from Lee because she's scared of how he'll react. And in this one, they add Noah to the mix because they were like, you know what, we can't just keep making Lee the fucking bad guy. We need to add Noah to also be the bad guy. Girl, if you have to hide important things from your bestie because of how they will react, you got yourself no bestie. Like, that's exhausting. Having to, oh, I can't tell my bestie that I'm going to college with my boyfriend because we made this stupid rule at 5-year-old that we have to go to the same college because our friendship is that fragile that as we go to different colleges, we're not gonna be besties anymore. I think my main problem with The Kissing Booth, and I only realize it now that I watched 3 movies, and also probably why it's so cringy, I have no idea who this movie trilogy caters to. We have 18-year-olds, well, I don't know if they're 18, but they're going off to college, so I'm assuming they're 18, acting like fucking 12-year-olds. Like, the dialogue is cringy, and the oversaturation screams for kids, so the demographic is children. But then in the first movie, we have Elle and Noah having, and Elle wearing a skirt too short that she was even harassed by this dude that is too old to be playing a teenager in a teen movie. That then we see Elle kind of slapping his butt in the third movie. She was like, haha, karma. However, in this movie, they act, react, and talk like they're twins, like 12-year-olds, as if they progressively made the movies more PG-13, which I get. No one over the age of 15 actually enjoys this movie, but it comes off as fake and unwatchable, which is probably my biggest problem with The Kissing Booth. I love watching teen drama. Like, To All the Boys, I only like the first one. The third one is not as bad as the second one, but it's still watchable, while The Kissing Booth is barely. It's like 2-hour long movie, and it took me like 4 hours to watch it because I had to pause it every time. Now, the whole Linda thing and her dad, Elvin against it and super rude as if she was 12-year-old. Did they just gave him a girlfriend just like To All the Boys? Because I don't think at any point of the trilogy, I'm probably wrong, but I don't think at any point of the trilogy they mentioned the fact that Elle doesn't have a mom, or like whatever happened to her mom. Maybe they did, but it was very brushed off. And they never really gave any type of significance to her dad, any type of a storyline to her dad, unlike To All the Boys, where I think that they mentioned her dad being lonely or like trying to have, because the dad was part of the main plot since the very beginning, unlike Elle's dad, so it feels like an afterthought because that's what it is. So it's like they tried to give him the same thing that they did with The Older Boys. And I mean, like, at least Laura Jean wasn't rude to her, even though although she was pretty much on board with her dad dating somebody, she was still like, oh, missing her mom, normal thing, like it's okay, that's normal. But she wasn't as rude as hell. Like, she seemed like she was, and to the point that I don't really understand where she's coming from, because Elle is about to go to college. She's barely gonna see Linda, not even on weekends. Maybe she will see her on weekends, I don't know. But Like, what's her childish act coming from? I'm not a big fan of Elle. I don't like anyone in this movie, but I can sympathize when having shitty people in your life. She needs to cut them off. And when I mean them, I mean Lee and Noah. They're not kids anymore, and she needs to start prioritizing herself and do what she wants to do, not what other people want her to do, based on a list of rules that you guys made when you were 5. Did she do anything wrong in any of the 3 movies? No, besides kissing Marco. She didn't do anything. She was pretty much innocent, and everything that happened was pretty much out of her control, and me getting unreasonable mad makes me angry. This is supposed to be a man, well, an 18-year-old, and he acts, oh my god, it's just every time he was on my screen, I want to slap him. I wanted to, like, he makes me so mad, so angry. I don't like him. I hate him. And the fact that no one ever asked her where she wants to go to college, what she wants, what she thinks, and nobody cares for her opinion, nobody cares what she has to say. Lee just expect her to do anything that he wants because they are besties from the womb. They have the same birthday. They are these close, and he just expects her to, do anything that he wants to do without questioning. Like, fuck you. Okay, so final thoughts. The movie is pretty bad. I do not like the movie. This is the last movie, right? We're not getting a 4th movie, right? Please tell me we're not getting a 4th movie, because I don't know if I can take 4 movies. I couldn't even take 1 movie, let alone more than that. If you didn't know, The Kissing Booth is based on books that I have not read, and they're from Wattpad. The other day I watched pretty much a movie commentary video about The Kissing Booth 3, and they said, I don't know how much I can trust them, but they said that the 3rd book of The Kissing Booth isn't even out yet, which means that the movie beat the book, which like the movie came out before the book. I don't know how much I can trust them, but I mean, so I think I'm gonna leave my video right here. The other day, now let's talk about something positive, because I don't really have anything good to say about The Kissing Booth. But the other day, while I was dying after my first dose of Pfizer, I watched Young Royals for the first time. I don't know why it took me so long to watch that show, but it's so fucking good. 6 episodes on Netflix, and it's amazing. And I know I'm late for the hype, and I don't know why it took me so long to watch the show. It's so good. Like, I'm currently rewatching it again, even though I ended it like 2 days ago, but it's so good. So if you want me to make a video about it, let me know. I mean, I know I'm late, so just let me know if you care or not. I don't know. So this is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Consider to subscribe, give it a like, and I'll see you guys on my next video, which I don't know when that's gonna be. Bye.